Some of my teachers were so mean, it made me question my sanity.
But after being in some of their classes, I think I understand now why
Some of my teachers were so mean, it made me question my sanity.
But after being in some of their classes, I think I understand now why they're like that, and I respect it.
Take my infamously mean 7th grade teacher, for example, who I'll just call Miss.
My teacher's mean too. Sometimes my teacher is my mom, because I'm in homeschool sometimes.
Snape. I was warned about her a year in advance, on my first day of 6th grade. That's how mean she was. Because if you were unlucky enough to cross her in the hallway, you were gonna get yelled at.
No phones allowed. That's against dress code. Stop screaming in the hallway.
You first.
I'm sorry.
Stop crying.
It was like she enjoyed being mean. So when I found out she was going to be my 7th grade history teacher, oh, I nearly shit myself. On the first day of class, Miss Snape explained her 3
Some teachers take their job too serious. They're supposed to be teaching the kids, not scaring the heck out of them.
important rules.
You will be silent in my classroom. You will take notes exactly in this format, and you will write down every word in my PowerPoints. Do you understand? Do you understand?
Yes, Miss Snape. Miss Snape's PowerPoints rarely had pictures. They were chunks of paragraphs. In teeny tiny font, we had to write down verbatim. No shorthand, no symbols, and as I learned the hard way,
no drawing. I want these notes redone tonight.
She just wants to be mean. She wants to give the kids all words and take out all the fun. And that's not how every kid learns stuff.
Words only.
I already had some kind of undiagnosed anxiety problem back then, so getting in trouble only revved my shivering chihuahua brain into overdrive. So after that, I didn't dare stray from the rules, no matter how sore my hand was from writing. This whole write down everything exactly was so dumb to me. Who cares if I draw Sonic the Hedgehog? What if he helps me learn?
When tyranny becomes law, rebellion becomes duty.
Oh, Sonic, you always know what to say. As the semester went on, everyone in my class quickly conformed to the rules. But then, one day, Miss Snape changed. She still yelled at kids in the hallway, but after she shut the door, Miss Snape sighed and said,
"You are all so well behaved. Thank you for being such good kids."
It was then I realized the method to her madness. She wanted us to write down every word in the PowerPoint because she put those exact words on the test. She wanted us to take notes in her strict format because those notes made the perfect study guide. And she wanted us to be silent in class because, well, how else was she gonna spoon feed us into getting A's? Did she scare the shit out of us? Yes. Were her rules a bit extreme? Maybe, but with the highest grades I've ever gotten in the history of history class, her unique methods started to make sense and pay off. At the end of the year, Miss Snape revealed the classes who respected her and her rules would be granted a day without rules, and she
Oh, wow. See, maybe she is kind of cool, but she started off pretty mean.
was so happy to announce our class earned it. She gave a PowerPoint on Australian history. Note-taking was optional. And then we had a class discussion while eating Vegemite, which she brought in as a treat. I hated it, but I didn't hate Miss Snape anymore. And she didn't hate us. Looking back, I don't think she ever hated us, or any kids to begin with. I kept that in mind later in high school when I learned my 9th grade math teacher, Mr. Loki, was an antisocial ex-model who hated kids. What the scallop? Okay, maybe.
Yeah, he's kind of weird. He doing too much at the school. He's supposed to be teaching people. He's trying to be a model. Hey, bro, it's too late for all that.
The rumors were true. Mr. Loki looked like handsome Squidward, and Timothy Chalamet had a baby who grew up to be a yassified Kylo Ren, who then taught high school math. On the first day of class, he introduced himself and then went straight into teaching. No eye contact, no personal details, just this blank, intimidating face. Perfect for Fashion Week. Who is this diva? I learned from others that this was one of his first teaching jobs. He was fresh out of college, so maybe 10 years older than us, if that. So you'd think he'd be fun and silly like all the other young teachers. But no fun allowed. And as soon as class ended and everyone left, he'd shut the door and lock it. I thought his whole lone wolf thing was weird, but Others found it intriguing. It's kinda hot.
Yeah, he's so mysterious.
I know, right?
If you like him so much, you should ask him to prom.
Stop. If he's single,
What the heck? He's a teacher. What are they talking about?
I want to get married.
Your babies
Ew.
would look so cute.
I dare you to ask him for his number.
Oh my god, these girls are kind of weird.
Now, at the time, I was like, he's not my type. But now as an adult, I'm like, oh, Mr. Loki is so hot, I want to have his babies, is one concerned parent phone call away from a full-fledged child endangerment investigation. But he couldn't just distance himself from love-struck teenage girls because Mr. Loki only talks to the boys in class and ignores all the girls, is one concerned parent phone call away from a sit-down with the principal about sexism. Like, geez, I'd lock myself in the classroom too! Please don't ask me about my skincare routine, I just want to teach geometry and pay my bills. Back then, I did.
Yeah, it kind of sucks to be in his position. I wouldn't want to be in that guy's position with those girls acting all weird like that.
Didn't understand why he transferred schools shortly after that. But now, Godspeed Zac Efron's stunt double, you are too good for this world. Whether or not kids know better, their teachers are the ones who pay the price. And that's sadly what happened with my high school French teacher, who I'll just call Miss Soleil. She was the sweetest little old lady with her curly white hair who easily could have retired by now, but she didn't, because she loved teaching French.
No is non.
No.
Yes, très bien. And yes is oui.
We.
Ah, très bien.
Wee wee.
He said, wee wee. Mommy, did you hear him? Mom must be sleeping.
Good one, Jared. Now let's get back
Wee wee,
to...
Miss Soleil.
Oh, Jared.
Okay, now he's going a little too far.
I don't think he hated Miss Soleil. I think he just didn't respect her. Maybe that's worse. I don't know. He'd interrupt her to make inappropriate jokes. He'd talk during tests. One time he brought an entire Subway sandwich to school and hid it inside his jacket and secretly ate it during class. Like, okay, I'll admit it, that
I remember her talking about this on the other channel called The Amazing. She was talking about the Subway sandwich eating boy. So I guess this is a true story.
is hilarious. Maybe he had a future in comedy. Miss Soleil was very patient with him. She gave plenty of warnings, but eventually she had to give him some kind of consequence because Jared was basically taking over the class.
You're just sending me out because you don't like me.
Jared, please, I'm not going to argue
Can't
with...
even admit it. That means it's true.
Jared, you need to leave now.
Unfortunately, that's what French class slowly turned into, until one day, Jared took it way too far. Miss Soleil told us a story about traveling to Paris with her husband, and they were shopping for hats.
He was a very tall, very big man. And no matter where we went, we couldn't find any hats that would fit him. So we go to the special hat shop, and again...
Oh, yeah, I definitely remember this story because they told it on the other channel, on the AMAs. She said she was telling us a good story about her husband, and then that boy started saying that his head was too big or something that didn't make sense.
Nothing fits. So the owner measures my husband's head and says, Monsieur, you have a big head. And then I say...
Yeah, I bet he did, Miss Soleil.
And the class laughed louder than ever, while Miss Soleil just stood there on the verge of tears. So she excused herself into the hallway. Miss Soleil wasn't the same after that. She wasn't smiley or chatty. She avoided eye contact, and she stopped sharing her fun stories from Paris. And you'll never guess what kids started saying about her. Wow, Miss Soleil is mean. And hearing that hurt my heart. I'm not saying all...
How was she mean when she was acting really nice before, and then the kids started being mean to her, so she decided to stop telling them stories, now she's mean? These kids are nuts.
Teachers are perfect angels incapable of ever harming their students. Obviously, if something bad is happening at your school, please tell a trusted adult. What I am saying is, before you call a teacher petty or mean, take a look at the environment they're dealing with. Being a teacher is like being a mommy duck begging 30 random little ducklings to not walk into traffic, while also trying to teach them the importance of the 22nd Amendment. And half the ducklings have ADHD. And everyone knows they don't get paid enough to do any of this. But they do it because they care about these random little ducklings, even the annoying ones. Thankfully, Jared had a beautiful character arc after this incident, which you can hear all about in this video from my friend Moz. Thank you for watching my videos. Get your teacher something to help the classroom if you can. And, as always, stay safe.
Oh my God, this was such a great video. If you like this video, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to share this video with 10 friends. We're almost at 2,000 subs, guys.
Stitch had fun today, made adventure out of play. Imagination led the way, but now it's time to say, see you next time, friend of mine. Every day's a chance to shine. We laughed and played, made messes too, with goofy dreams that all came true. See you next time, friend of mine. Let's dream up what comes next. What'll we build? Who will we be? What will we see? Pirates, monsters, spacers.